All right. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Today is June 20th, and um, this day in horror history, Brandy's going to actually tell us about it. So, Brandy, what happened this day, June 20th, in horror history?
The first Jaws movie was released.
Ooh.
What's Jaws?
Yeah.
Yeah, released in 1975. Jaws terrorized moviegoers and
Swimmers alike.
swimmers alike.
Wrong. Jaws actually showed an ineffective government system. Because the mayor said that beach was safe, and he opened that bitch right back up, and what happened? More people got killed. That's what Jaws is.
That's a hot take.
Ineffective local government. There's your hot take of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Shelby's back.
Good thing that's only, something that happens in movies and not
You
real
thought
life.
I couldn't ruin the trivia of the day, but I did. I went there. Don't worry, there's going to be more of that tonight. And Patrick's here to just take it all in. His stunned silence speaks volumes.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's been a while since I've watched the original Jaws and then its subsequent sequels. Jaws 2, Jaws 3 in 3D, and then Jaws the Revenge.
Which one has the son of Jaws?
What?
Which one has the son of Jaws?
I think it's the fourth one. I think it's Revenge.
Is that the one he bites the power line?
I honestly don't remember. It's been so
They're
long.
a shit show after the first.
Yeah, I mean the second one's okay.
If you could put the best parts of 2 through 4 together, you might have 15 minutes of good footage in the first Jaws movie.
Right. Yeah.
Let's just be glad, Jaws was so much better, though, than, Sharknado. Okay?
Is it though? Because Sharknado got how many sequels?
Probably, the same amount as Jaws.
Look, I think
More.
I think Sharknado belongs on the Mount Rushmore, and Jaws gets to throw in the trash first. We're talking about.
We would not have had Sharknado if it were not for Jaws. That is iconic.
Okay, literally, we're talking about a tornado full of sharks. Jaws just one little wimpy ass shark. I mean, come on.
Well, obviously he wasn't wimpy because several people died.
These
Or
are just
were
facts. All I'm saying are facts.
Maybe in your world.
Alternative facts.
Fake news.
Fake news. Fake news. Do I need to go hold a Bible up right now? Teach you a lesson?
I have to find one
Will
of
that
those
teach
buildings
you?
I've never been in.
It's weird. Every time I pick up a Bible, my skin burns, but...
Mine too.
Oh, that's weird. My book just burns. I don't know. It's just suddenly on fire, so...
I wake up with upside down crosses burning my skin. I'm sure it's a phase.
Right.
Yeah. You'll grow out of it.
Yeah, as soon as I crawl on the ceiling backwards, it's weird. Do y'all speak, ancient
Latin?
Babylonian?
Like Latin?
Is that
Sumatran? Wait, not Sumatran.
I'm thinking Passel
Sumerian.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
kind of write
Parcel?
scribbles from time to time.
Harry
On
Potter?
stone tablets,
Right.
just for fun.
Ugh.
Me too.
Me too. All right. Well, that was a great fact. Brandy, thank you for delivering that blistering news for us.
Way to
You're
go.
welcome.
Yeah, so then now we're going to feature yet another vendor that is an artist, Derek, and he has some awesome artwork to show tonight as far as our vendor spotlight. Again, we're trying to promote different horror vendors who normally are at conventions, many of them every weekend at different shows, making a living, and with everything shutting down and conventions basically being a no-go for 2020, they're hurting a lot. So we definitely wanted to try to give them a little bit more of an extra push and spotlight, and you might be able to find something you would like to purchase from them. So again, here is Derek's vendor segment. All right, hey guys. So this is Patrick here, and we're here on another edition of our vendor highlight segments. And today we have Derek Vukusich, and he is a original artist who frequents conventions selling his original artwork, various mediums he practices in. Thanks so much for joining us, Derek, and taking the time to talk to us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's gonna be
So
fun.
yeah. So start with telling everyone what your art style is. If there's a particular medium or style that you kind of lean towards, just in the stuff you typically sell at conventions.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I went to school for fine arts. I really took to charcoal. So a lot of my illustrations are charcoal illustrations, and it's on plastic, mylar. So that's what gives it a very interesting look. Is it looks very airbrushed. But yeah, I'm a big fan of H.R. Geiger, Lovecraft. Love the original Alien movies, and just Monster Vision. I grew up watching, so I love monster flicks, and that's what really inspired me when I was younger. Just keep making monsters.
Yeah. So unfortunately, with COVID-19 hitting the world this spring, it's basically shut down the entire convention circuit in the U.S. and internationally. What was your schedule like in a year or in a month, as far as, did you go to, because I know there's some vendors who are at a show every weekend, during the main con season. Were you one of those, or were you ones that just hit the big ones like Mad Monster Party and Arizona and all that?
Right, big ones. So Phoenix Fan Fusion, Ace Comic Con stopped coming through here. That would have been another one. Mad Monster, that got pushed back. That got pushed back to the end of July, I believe. No, I'm sorry, October. But with things happening, still going on, and us supposed to be expecting a second wave, who knows if that's even going to make it, right? But Midsummer Scream, I was looking forward to so much, and that one hit me really hard.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was fun, and that's I think the best thing that I've experienced so far with some of these conventions, specifically the horror themed conventions, is the community, and how friendly and accepting everybody is. And so I think just that social interaction itself is what I'm going to be missing. But for the most part, these conventions, I'll probably do 4 or 5 a year. Yeah.
Do you take any other art forms that you do, like some of your, I see in the back there, is that a piece that you've done? Is that
yeah, so I've got a couple charcoal illustrations behind me. I've got I mentioned that I'm a Lovecraft fan, so let me grab this real quick. I've got some little idols. So
nice.
One thing that I've been doing for a while is sculpting and then molding and casting. So the originals will be done in the monster clay. I'll make a rubber mold from that, and got some like little weird crab monsters here. But the one that I'm working on right now, I guess, to show you a little bit more of the process, is it's going to be a little alien wall bust.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. So those are my two main things. What I mean, charcoal is my go-to, and that's definitely my preferred medium. But as far as like table sales and stuff like that, people will get prints and something physical to take with them, statue.
Right. Yeah. Do you so since this is hit, or have you previously had like an online store or something that you can sell your stuff?
Yes, and it is. It's. I've got an Etsy page, but man, that's slowed down so much.
Yeah.
People don't. I mean, art isn't necessarily essential. It's like if you're gonna choose between making your car payment or getting gas in your car, whatever, you're gonna go that route. So
right.
Slow down a lot for all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. So do you what are the best channels that people want to reach out and see more of your original work? What are the best channels that they can check you out on?
I'm on Twitter very frequently. I'm on Twitch. I'll stream on Twitch, just stuff that I'm working on.
Cool.
if you want to jump in there and join and chat, that'd be cool. That one's twitch.tv/Derek V is my name on there. Twitter is my full name, so we'll probably have to get the spelling for that. But yeah, that's I post updates on what I'm working on and stuff like that. Instagram I'm on. I'm just not. I don't update it as much as I do with the other stuff. But.
Right. Awesome. Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you grew up on Monster Vision, that you have, you're a big H.P. Lovecraft fan. What if you had to pick your, for instance, just I guess your favorite go-to comfort horror movies? What would those be?
Oh boy, I feel like people might judge me for this. You know what? The one that I've been watching, this is a little bit out there, I guess, but all right. So I've recently watched Godzilla King of the Monsters. We've all had a lot of free time. All right, let me just throw that out there. So love monster movies, right? So that one I've watched recently 3 or 4 times. As much as people don't like it, I really like Prometheus because it's visually, but then you can tear it apart with the terrible decisions that they've made in writing and stuff like that. But so I think it's fun to watch. The original Alien movie I like a lot, and so that's what I was basing that bust on too.
Right.
So I'm gonna do something special with it. Don't want to reveal it, but probably the original Alien series is my go-to.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, we're definitely going to be trying to get some more exposure to your art coming weeks and months and stuff. So,
well, thank you.
We'll definitbe post out updates and everything. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. And
thanks for having me.
No problem. We hope one day to be able to see you at a convention once we get back into the swing of things. So,
sure thing.
All right.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much.
So we're ready for trivia now. So the rules are, I'll ask the question, and then you guys will write down your answers, and then we'll go over it and see who had the correct answer, tally up points. We'll see who wins. So I have 10 questions ready. So let's get started. Obviously, I made them up.
Did you steal those from a board game?
That's really nice cards for
I know. I have a lot of free time.
That's really nice cards.
Excuse me, ma'am. I ain't know no better.
Are you ready? Or are you going to give me more sass?
Excuse me, ma'am. I ain't know no better.
Okay.
I reserve the right to be sassy.
No.
I didn't say you couldn't be. Alright.
That's the question.
I reserve
A
the right to be
mother
sassy.
suspects that her seemingly perfect 8-year-old daughter is actually
Ask
a
the question.
cold-blooded killer
Let's see.
in this 1956 film.
Hmm. 1956?
1956.
I know what's wrong about it.
I'm ready.
Oh,
Yeah, you're supposed to be answering questions.
So we need to ask. So I would ask him first.
Him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, do you have your question ready? Your answer ready? Okay, what's your answer?
Charlotte's Web.
Okay. What's your answer, Patrick?
Rosemary's Baby.
Okay, what's your
Charlotte's
answer,
Web.
Patrick?
I said The Orphan, and I know it's not right.
No, all three of you are wrong. The answer is The Bad Seed.
Bad seed.
Well, this is just full of shit.
Well, he's just saying what we're all thinking.
It's true.
I thought it was a really great question.
I mean, also,
Well, he's just saying what we're all thinking.
Okay.
Maybe I could just, ask the mutant fam and see what they think about it.
You
You
can
know,
do
maybe
whatever
I
you
could
want.
just, ask the mutant
Okay.
fam and see what
Question
they think
number
about
2.
it.
In The Children of the Corn, 1984, how do Bert and Vicky destroy He Who Walks Behind the Rose? I really thought this one would be more simple. You guys are stressing.
I haven't seen this movie in so long.
You got your answer?
Yeah.
You got yours?
Yep.
All right. You ready, Shelby? What's your answer?
Fire.
Okay. What's your answer?
Fire.
Prick from a rose thorn.
Fire.
The answer is fire.
Darn.
They burned the cornfield.
I was close.
They used Roundup. It was a slow, painful death, but it was just as effective.
Yeah.
They used Roundup.
Okay.
It was a slow, painful death, but it was just as effective.
All right. Next question. In what year was Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left released? You ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your answer, Shelby?
1987.
Okay.
1981.
1972.
1972 it is.
Wow.
Who's keeping tally of the points?
That's your job.
I don't have paper and a pencil.
That's your job.
We'll share the pencil.
Okay, well, can I have it real quick? Okay, Shelby,
Yes.
Patrick 1, Patrick 2.
Don't forget to write yourself down. You have 0.
So far I'm getting all these right. How many do you
Don't
have?
forget to write yourself down. You have 0.
1, okay. How many do you have? 2.
1.
And you have...
None.
Okay.
I got Charlotte's Web right. I was pretty proud of that.
Alrighty. Alright.
I got Charlotte's Web right. I was pretty proud of that.
Okay, next question. A blind girl receives a cornea transplant that restores her eyesight, but also allows her to see ghosts in this 2002 film.
No, the only version I ever remember is the one from Body Bags.
Body bags. Can I give the American?
The only version I ever remember.
I think
is
it's the
one
same
from,
title.
Body Bags.
Randy.
I'm ready whenever.
Still thinking?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I think I know.
Okay, you ready, Shelby?
Sure.
Okay, what's your answer?
It's Bruce Willis, Sixth Sense.
No.
Sure.
Patrick?
The Eye.
Patrick?
It's Bruce
Rosemary's
Willis,
Baby.
Sixth Sense.
You got that one. It's the eye.
Darn it.
I like that that's your go-to, though.
Which is a complete ripoff of, as we said, the Eye segment in Body Bags. So, just saying.
I don't acknowledge it. I refuse to watch it. There was no need to make a full-length movie of it.
No.
I don't acknowledge it.
No, I'm totally over it.
There's no need to make a full movie.
They stole it from John Carpenter. It's cool.
Right.
I go
No,
to
I'm
sleep every
totally
night
over
angry
it.
about it.
They stole
I'm
it from
totally
John Carpenter.
over it. Totally.
Are you?
I go to sleep.
It sounds
every
like you
night
are.
angry about
Totally.
it.
Totally. Totally
Oh.
over it.
I'm over it as of me just saying that sentence,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh,
I
okay.
swear this time.
I believe
I'm
that.
over it
Totally
as
believe
of
that.
me just saying that sentence, okay?
You ready?
I swear this time.
Fucking hate them.
Question 5.
So, anyway, did you update the scores?
Hate them.
I got it right.
Yeah.
I don't really think it's impartial that he's keeping score while playing the game.
I'm literally watching this.
Just an
I
observation.
don't really think it's
Okay.
impartial if he's
Anyway,
keeping score
as
while
of-
playing the game.
Anyway,
Just an observation
as of 2015,
that I can't
Children
see
of
the
the
score.
Corn films have been released, including TV. How many Children of the Corn films have been released, including TV movies?
As of what year?
2015.
Damn, so we can't count the last 6.
Okay, so.
Damn.
I wasn't aware this is such a rich IP.
Oh, it is. It is.
I wasn't aware this is such a rich IP.
Okay.
All right, you got a number?
Yep.
Okay. Shelby, what's your answer?
5.
Okay, Patrick.
8. There should be 7 films and then a remake.
7.
The answer is 9.
9.
It says 9.
Oh, Genesis. Fuck. Forgot about Genesis. Damn it.
I'm sorry, were you talking about the Terminator franchise or Children of the Corn?
Oh yeah, they had a sequel called.
I'm sorry, were you talking about
There
the
was.
Terminator franchise?
I remember there's 6 because it was Isaac's Return, then 7 was like Revelations, and then like they waited forever to make a sequel so they can retain the rights. Then that was Genesis, and then they did the remake. So, damn. All right.
Oh, that just sounds horrible.
All right. So, to go with our this day in history, here's one of the questions. Jaws 1975 takes place in what U.S. state?
Ooh, yeah. I think I'll get this right.
I think I know.
We'll
it.
see.
I don't actually know. I'm not sure.
I know what town it takes
You got
place
an answer?
in.
You got an answer?
Yeah.
All right. Shelby, what's your answer?
Maryland?
Okay.
I said New York.
Okay.
Florida.
The answer is Massachusetts. Y'all wrong.
Yeah.
I know it takes place in the town of Amityville, but
Oh, was that my question?
Not Amityville, it's like Amity.
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what it is.
Because
You're
Amityville's
still
in New
wrong.
York. Amityville's like on Long Island.
Yeah. So much sass. Anyways, question 7.
Okay. I figured I'd go for a little easy one that's on here. What actor from the Harry Potter series starred in The Woman in Black?
Actor?
Actor.
Is that like the new gender neutral term of actor, or does it imply it's a male?
It implies that it's a male.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, technically all actors are actors.
Hmm.
Okay.
Stay
All
woke.
right.
Stay woke. But it makes it confusing when you're doing trivia.
Why are
No,
It makes it
what's
harder.
confusing is the word fiance and fiance because the only difference is an extra E.
And the little
You
No, you
say
put that on both.
fiance
think
and
so.
fiance.
fiance.
Okay, well, I've only heard it pronounced
You look
fiance
like-
for both.
You look like you're sitting on a throne. What is this?
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to sit on this weird, like, love seat couch thing. It's like a useless piece of furniture. It's like an oversized chair for one person.
I gotcha.
You got an answer?
Excuse the hell out of me.
Sure do.
Got an answer?
Yep.
You ready, Shelby?
I don't even remember what the question was.
What actor from the Harry Potter series starred in The Woman in Black?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
Okay, what's your answer?
Rupert Grint.
No.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
Damn, how you gonna just
Daniel
straight up say
Radcliffe.
no to me? You don't even react to everybody else's answers. That's disrespectful.
I'm
You
sorry,
can't
you
do
guys
that.
are right.
Yay.
Add points.
You ain't fucking Alex Trebek. You can't be shutting down my answers before I even get them out my mouth.
I waited until you said it. You just got it wrong.
You were just waiting to say no. You would have said no if I said the right answer and then had to go backtrack it.
No. No. Okay. All right, next question. Which member of Destiny's Child played Kia Watterson in Freddy vs. Jason 2003?
Pass.
Got an answer? Got an
I'm
answer?
gonna put down for me.
You good? Okay. All right, Shelby, what's your answer?
I'm just gonna say Solange, even though she's not in Destiny's Child.
Nope.
I'm not gonna say Beyonce.
It
Patrick.
wasn't Spice Girls. It was. I think her Spice name was Scary Spice. It was Kelly Rowland.
Yes.
Beyonce.
Nope.
It's Kelly Rowland. I couldn't think of her name.
Yeah.
I know the face.
Kelly Rowland.
Was that who she was? Was it Scary Spice? Was she
No.
Scary Spice?
She.
Well, Scary Spice is someone different.
Yeah, that's too. Destiny's Child.
I
This
thought
is
you
Destiny's Child, you
I
moron!
thought you said Spice Girls.
How the fuck
you
did
still
you get
got
it
the
right?
answer
But
right.
he was thinking Spice Girl. He said Kelly Rowland. If you said Destiny's Child, he would have called Kelly Rowland. He had the fucking wrong bands.
But he still got the person right.
That's
so.
fucking
I don't think the
horse
actor
shit.
is, So. Okay. Anyways.
See, this game's rigged, dude.
All right.
I had a better chance with Waylon.
Wow. Okay.
I actually answered more questions than Waylon. Like, just got one.
Next question. How many people died in Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left, 1972?
What?
What?
Bitch, I ain't know.
What kind of like horror trivia fanatic are you?
Not that dedicated.
Clearly.
Why don't you ask me how many fucking Nexus models there are? Or, you know, what an incept date is, or...
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, what's your answer, Shelby?
It's not fucking Joe Bible, so I can't eat no bite. How about, let's go for, what is 6, Alex?
Okay.
3.
Answer?
12.
Shelby, you got it right.
Was it really 6?
Yes!
It's really 6.
Oh wow.
Eat shit! Total guess.
See, here you are, like, complaining, but you got it.
You got it.
Alright, I got one more.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, which...
Can it be worth 12 points? I like to wager my 2 points.
Anyway. Last question. In this 1980s horror film features a radio-using zombie that tells a dispatcher to send more medics.
It was an 80s movie?
Yep, a 1980s movie.
We talked about it on our stream last.
Oh, that narrows it down.
About we were watching.
You can't give him too many hints.
Okay, sorry.
Which stream?
I can't say any more.
The most recent one?
I got pulled from. from helping.
I'm not scared of her. I'll answer her.
That's because you're all the way in Lexington, but he's right next to me.
Wow. That does me a lot of good. What stream?
The one we watched Night of the Living Dead. We talked about it on that stream.
Okay. Alright.
Just name movies.
I got you.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Oh,
probably
so
say
you're
it
ready.
wrong.
What's the answer, Shelby?
Day of the Dead.
Okay. Patrick?
Dawn of the Dead.
Other Patrick?
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead.
It is a spinoff. I don't remember that though.
I didn't do so well.
I love Beyonce though. That's hilarious.
All
All right.
sales, it's always Beyonce.
So, our tally for the night. Patrick got 1, so he did get on the board. Doing better than I did like my first trivia
Yeah.
night. So, Shelby got 2. So, you know, you're kind of following it up with a 2 and 2 on trivia there, bud. Consistency is key though.
Gang. 2
And-
inches, gang.
And you got 6 over here. So, good job. I don't have a prize for you.
It's fine.
You just
The-
get to be the...
Your
The
the-
satisfaction of winning is.
Your present is my present, so kiss my ass.
So far, I'm 1-0 in trivia myself. So
Wow.
bring me Christy and Waylon. Let's go. Let's go.
You don't want that.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah,
all
you
the
know
way.
what? I'm gonna raise an issue. Why am I the one that's always gotta play Christy? Why ain't nobody else putting their guts up on the line for that shit? I get eviscerated every single time. Your ass hasn't faced up against her.
Well, you know what? I'm more than
She's
willing
fucking
to do...
steamrolled me 3 times.
I'll be willing to do the trivia questions so that Patrick can participate, and you can see him lose as well.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying. I need to be an equal beatdown because my ass is still raw.
It's nice that you're man enough to admit it.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And that's trivia.
Well, that was just
that was great. going into our
Patrick looks like he enjoyed that thoroughly.
I'm chuffed.
He's chuffed with rage.
All right, so going into our topic discussion of the night. It's a fun one. It is, who is on your Mount Rushmore of horror? Now, the parameters on this are writers, directors, authors. No, like characters, because that's too whatever, I think. But people that actually make, the producers, if you want to throw like a producer in there. People that are like behind the scenes, the creative forces of the genre.
Can I see a pen and paper? I have to write down my thoughts on who I'm putting on here.
And while, so does anyone have theirs in mind and want to go ahead and share with the group on their thoughts?
Whoever made Midsummer.
Oh, good point. Very good point.
Whoever made Midsummer. That was Ari Aster, right? Ari Aster, I believe. So he's on your one spot on the...
That's one of them.
That's one of them. I definitely think he's definitely up and coming. I think he's gonna easily take his place in, as far as like a new realm of horror masters,
Yeah.
Because the original horror masters that we had, like the Carpenters and Romeros and Cravens and Sam Raimi's, that whole group is slowly, unfortunately, passing away, and we only have a handful of them left. We have Carpenter, Raimi, and Don Coscarelli. It's about it. As far as like the main, the ones that are getting the much of the acknowledgement and stuff. So, do you have any others right now that you can think of, Patrick?
Nope.
Not yet. Okay.
That movie just made such a big impression that he's like, my whole Mount Rushmore is this one person.
Right.
Yeah.
He takes up the entire face of the mountain there. So.
Wow.
And there's Florence Pugh's is up there next to whatever the name was you said, and then above that there's a couple old people ready to go on their way.
Oh wow. Oh.
Beata Stupa.
Should we have
Hopefully
like
they
somebody
jump
like
off
illustrate that? Like Monty Python style? Just like fix it in post.
Fixing post.
Yep.
So Shelby, who's on your Mount Rushmore?
Does it need to be old people or can it be new people?
It's whoever you think.
You can't do any worse than I just did.
It's whoever you think
Okay.
is on
I'm
your
gonna pick
personal Mount Rushmore.
John Carpenter, James Watt, what's his name?
Just want to write things down.
Jordan Peele.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
And how many people Mount Rushmore? 4?
Yeah.
4. And I keep thinking Trump's up there for some reason. He talks about like he is.
Well,
I'm not saying you're wrong, but
he is pretty good in real life horrors of the U.S. So
4th one would be. I would say
you said Carpenter, Peele, and who?
it's a hard choice for me between Romero or my brain doesn't work today. Romero or Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes Craven.
Oh, Craven.
I don't know who I'd pick. I kind of like zombies more than Freddy in general because he kind of like made an entire genre.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Zombie. He did kind of like create zombies on
Mhm.
film, so that's probably more iconic.
Right.
He like created a genre of movies. So I would say probably Romero.
Okay.
But,
So
I mean, yeah, those are all classics. I don't think you can go wrong. It's hard to pick 4 people, but that's kind of like they've all done different things that don't really overlap in mine.
yeah. You know, we have 2 outings so far. So you said Carpenter, Peele, Romero, and who was the other one?
James Wan.
James Wan.
Oh.
And it was either between Romero or Craven on the last spot. All right. Brandy, who do you have on your...
Okay. So I had to change mine, but
Oh.
my first 2 stayed the same. It's going to be Wes Craven and John Carpenter. But then since you said Jordan Peele, I forgot about him being like a new horror movie director and writer. I do love the stuff that I've seen by him, and I do want to see more. So I'm going to have to add him on there. And then my last one is going to be whoever directed this episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. This current ongoing episode, this
No.
This
reality.
really interactive episode of Black Mirror.
Too soon.
Too soon.
You can't be saying shit like that. You're going to get in trouble.
It's already on the internet, so I think it's fine.
Have you heard from him again? Since they posted that?
Oh, damn, you might be right.
Who's the guy that directed Green Inferno?
It was Eli Roth.
Eli Roth.
Eli
Eli
Roth.
Roth.
He
That-
did really good.
That's one I'd add.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Ari Aster's like evil step brother. I'm pretty sure they're the same person. I haven't seen them both in the same room. Have we proven that?
I mean, I don't think so. But
He just
That's
couldn't
fair.
justify. He went more artsy and less cannibal with the Ari Aster shit, you know. He got more weird with it, but still creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Sam Raimi, Eli Roth, Ari Aster, put them in the same room together. We proved they're not the same person.
Well, outside the fact that
Making movies.
they all look completely different.
It's called prosthetics.
Have you met them? Or are you just going by their IMDb profiles?
I haven't met
It's
any of them
photoshopped.
actually, so no.
It's owned by Amazon. It's all a conspiracy. See? They're coming to get me. I'm telling the truth. Put the hot take alert up. They're coming. They can't handle it. You can't handle the truth. Put that on the intro.
So my Mount Rushmore is going to be Carpenter, obviously, Stephen King,
Cocaine King. That's the only one.
No, yeah. Okay,
Take
so
all the rest out. Only
actually,
Cocaine King.
I'll go even further. I'll go pre-accident Stephen King, which I love his
Dark
stuff
shit.
after his accident, but obviously his most famous stuff is pre-van hitting him while he's walking. So, so King, Carpenter. I'll have to say George Romero, because again he basically created a whole genre of horror himself.
That's pretty damn big.
And then my 4th one, as much as I want to say Craven because I love his work, I feel like it's more as an impact on the horror genre. I'll have to go with Sam Raimi because he gave us the Evil Dead trilogy, and but he's done other stuff as well, which I know we're not talking about that. But he basically also created the superhero genre of films with Spider-Man, the OG Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and stuff, because he directed that and helped write that stuff.
COVID alert.
And but his sense of directing and his style, that's more of a comedic, especially with Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, much more of a comedic mix of that with horror and stuff. And Carpenter has multiple titles under his belt that we love and stuff, but also there are some stinkers but even today though his stinkers are now kind of getting more cult classic, like of a cult following, like with Ghost of Mars is definitely, I've noticed more lately, it's starting to get more appreciation than it did when it was released and stuff, and even up until 10 years ago. that's nice to see. But yeah, I think I think Craven was a good one. Because he had a really good, in the 90s, he basically injected some life into horror films with Scream. And, that kind of spun off, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, multitude of films.
Final Destination.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of relaunched better quality films in the horror genre, from mid-90s onward and stuff with Scream. And he kind of switched in the 80s with Freddy. Obviously, he only directed the first one, but he launched a whole new type of horror film and everything. And I think, and then King obviously is self-explanatory because, he probably has the most adaptations of any author, probably in history. Bless you.
Sorry.
You're dying over here.
I'm about to shove a Q-tip through this camera lens. Get a COVID test over here.
Might have to because she's leaking like a.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
And she was not fine, the narrator. She was not fine.
Actually, it's more specifically Morgan Freeman narrating, but she was not fine.
In 14 days, they found out she was not fine.
She crawled out the poop pipe into the crap swamp to safety. That's the end of the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, so I definitely think that, I love your choices with Ari Aster and James Wan definitely. He's close. He's super close because he's had his track record these past 2 decades really has been phenomenal. I would love to see him go back to do some horror. Because I can't think of the last horror film he's done. Was it Insidious? I guess.
I think he did. Yeah, Insidious. I thought he had something after Insidious. It was also a horror movie.
Maybe. But
Insidious 2.
Oh, you know what? Okay. In all fairness, I want to see more from Jordan Peele. Maybe if you're gonna go with somebody that has a history of films, Guillermo del Toro. I'll put Guillermo del Toro up.
Yeah.
But I think that Jordan Peele will have a place.
I think
his body of work is small, but already pretty.
Well, I think Peele and Ari Aster and the guy who did The Witch and he did another film. What was it?
Can't remember.
I think it was just called Another Film.
Really? Could be.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I bet that's a trivia question.
Let's see.
We'll find out
If
next
so,
week.
I get the point. So go ahead and mark that down. I have 3 points now.
Okay, yeah, okay. So the guy who did The Witch and he did The Lighthouse, Robert Eggers.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
I think the combination of Peele, Aster, and Eggers, I think they can probably continue, to etch their because all 3 of them have done 2 films each. So definitely think they're on the right track, and so definitely looking forward to seeing them. I think they'll probably be the strongest filmmakers, some of the strongest ones going into the genre, going into this next decade. Definitely, I feel like James Wan was a pretty dominant filmmaker of the genre, and from 2000 to 2015 probably. But
what do you think is going to be the next era? Because you're talking before about Scream.
yeah,
I Know What You Did Last Summer, Final Destination, which I think were just a bunch of movies that, like, people dying in very absurd ways was like an overarching theme. It just kind of makes me wonder what the next era is going to be. Like, is Midsummer and Lighthouse, are they like kind of a clue to what's coming up, more psychological and.
Well, I think if you look at Midsummer, along with Us, I mean, it is. You know, I haven't watched Lighthouse, so I can't comment on that one. But
it's wacky.
Yeah, but like
we're going back to the Twilight Zone era.
It's a whole lot about obviously.
The monster is not going to be obvious. The monster is
us
in the story.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be that the monster is us because that's what
why
it
I like
is.
Guillermo del Toro, because the monster in every one of his movies is actually the humans, not the monsters in the movies.
Yeah, especially Pan's Labyrinth. Ooh.
And Devil's Backbone, especially.
Oh yeah.
Fuck fascists.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But something else that's also very interesting is that a lot of these, and I read an article about it not that long ago. It was about how a lot of these scripts that were written for films in the 70s and 80s are coming up on their time to be, I think, to where the rights can be reverted back to the screenwriters and stuff. There's something along those lines, and how this could be a big shift on a lot of big IP properties, as far as what's done with them. Like, for instance, I know that the Craven estate has retained the rights to A Nightmare on Elm Street, and and a year or two ago, they were like taking in like pitches and stuff for potential new projects with the Nightmare on Elm Street series. And then Halloween, we have Blumhouse doing what they're doing with that series currently. Blumhouse, I believe, is going to continue to try to have their niche. They have a good little knit market of low cost, as far as a mainstream film goes, low budget film, which is usually between 1 to 10 million, down to to make some quality content. So I think they'll continue to have their stuff going on. I don't know. I expect there to be more experimental or outside the box filmmaking or concept ideas. Not so much in the sense of like Eraserhead or Tetsuya the Iron Man or stuff that's just really bizarre, but something more like I think dread, like this sense of dread and stuff, is a feeling that's with the Lighthouse and Hereditary and Midsummer and stuff like. Yeah, and Us, it's just like it's just a sense of just it hits you hard and stuff, and so I feel like we're gonna have more content that's gonna be more realistic in the sense of it connects with you more on an emotional level, and it hits you hard and stuff, and it leaves more of an impression on you, and stuff, because I feel like with everything we're facing in the world, it's gonna take a little more of a stiffer punch to hit us and to really stick with us as far as what we're watching and everything. I
think jump scares are really gonna start taking a back seat. Maybe.
It depends, because like I think there's always going to be those films that come out that are meant for the 14 to 19-year-old age range, that's made for that jump scare audience and stuff, and that you see around Halloween. It's a movie that's placed around the Halloween time, so it gets that influx and stuff, and it might not be something of great quality, but it's a guarantee, because you're going to put it out in October, you're going to have those jump scares, you're going to get teenagers in the doors and stuff.
You want to put bodies in seats?
Yeah.
Get the hot take alert.
Right.
Jason X. We need a sequel to Jason X.
That is quite a hot take.
Is that your hot take, that we need a sequel to Jason X?
That was his hot take?
We need a sequel to Jason X.
No, we don't, because the sad thing is
featuring Michael Myers.
The sad thing is they actually were contemplating doing a sequel to Jason X.
Okay. How about Michael XX, and then we have Michael Myers frozen in the future on a spaceship. There you go. I fixed it for you.
That sounds like a worse idea.
Excuse me. Excuse me for having a dream.
You know, I'm really because I heard news today that they're wanting. So in Halloween Kills, which is going to be the second one of Blumhouse's Halloween trilogy, they are planning to have some flashbacks to 1978, where the original Halloween takes place, which I feel kind of iffy about because I'm thinking, what more are you trying to make canon that, you know, was already shown in the original film? And evidently they're wanting to have Loomis in their little flashback sequences, or at least one of them, which I'm definitely like, what? I don't see the point in doing it. Like,
It should just be the flip in the first one at the mental hospital. So you should be locked away.
Unless it's something like that, to where it's going back to. But from what I'm understanding, it's going to be them going back to that night, like the night that Halloween.
How the hell are we going to get a young Donald Pleasance?
You can't. That's the thing. But also, it's like now you're trying to add basically new scenes. If that's what's to happen, they're basically trying to add new scenes to the original Halloween film, which I don't think is going to work that well. But we'll see. You know, I enjoyed the new Halloween 2 that they came out with, basically. The one that came out in 2018. Watched it again not that long ago, and I didn't like it as much as I liked it in theaters. Just because, I felt like it was, I don't know, I just had some structure issues with it.
Service.
Do what?
It felt like fan service.
It really did.
Just like the Terminator movies. It's kind of been like fan service.
Yeah, we haven't had a good Terminator movie.
Why are you including the original people in movies and not progressing the story?
I completely agree. I mean, okay, and what really bothers me is, like, this is the third. Basically, if you branch off from the first Halloween film, this is the third route you can go with Jamie Lee Curtis playing Laurie, as far as the story goes. Because in the original second film, it turns out she's the sister, which this new film cancels that. Then we have the one H2O, which picked up 20 years later.
Well, let's just not forget that Michael Myers dies in Halloween 2, and Halloween was an anthology.
I know.
And the only reason we got more Michael Myers is because everybody wanted to be in a pissing contest to see how many IP movies he could churn out with one antagonist.
Yeah, and
let's not forget Halloween 3 and the hill that it died on for impatient idiot.
The
producers.
mountain that it died on. Thank you. Yeah, and honestly, like,
that nice Irishman stole Stonehenge for you.
I love the Halloween films, but I would have much rather loved seeing what an anthology type series based around the holiday of Halloween would have been.
Written. I wonder if there was ever anything more past that was planned out, even Skeleton.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good thing to ask.
Let's just go break into John Carpenter's house and see what we can find.
Like, we just have to take some weed, because he's a huge pothead.
So you gotta take good weed.
Good weed. So we'll stop to Colorado, in Denver, before we go to LA, get some good stuff. Which, it's legal in California, isn't it?
Yep.
Oregano?
What?
Or what?
Like oregano? You think we just give him some oregano?
Oh, oregano.
Say it's sweet.
I'm sure he knows the difference.
I'm sure he does, yeah.
I want to do the right stuff with him. I don't want to bring him some
I just
bunk
want to
shit.
stare at him while he does it. And make it uncomfortable. That's what I do. I just stare.
So you coming? Not coming? What's...
Well, and on that note,
Staring contest!
Oh, You've already been.
They don't blink at Mount Rushmore. I tried.
So
They
you,
always win.
They do if you
Yes.
take acid.
Mm.
Did you know there's treasure buried up there?
Only-
Nicolas Cage
Is it
did
in
a
the
documentary
noses?
about it.
Nicolas Cage knows where all the treasure is.
It's a documentary. National Treasure's a documentary.
They need a
And they
third
don't
one.
want the public to know. That's why they've tried to suppress his work since those movies came out.
But how do they suppress it? Because he's come out with some bangers lately.
But
Andy-
they haven't let him. They haven't let him continue the National Treasure.
Well, I think Disney is talking
And the
about.
IRS won't stay off his ass about paying taxes. Let the man live his life.
I believe Disney Plus is wanting them to do a third film for their for Disney Plus. I believe that's what I've heard and read and stuff.
It should be about collapsing Putin's Russia.
Oh,
It should be like a double
getting
twist.
hella political in National Treasure 3, huh?
Yes.
It goes from him stealing treasure to taking down countries.
Whole government.
And he teams up with Snake Plissken.
There we go.
Comes out of retirement.
Perfect.
Too old for this shit. You get a little bit of it's Snake Plissken and I forget what his name is in National Treasure. But they team up like Lethal Weapon.
And we get
Like
some
Roger
callbacks
and
to Lethal
Riggs.
Weapon with Roger Murtaugh.
What was Snake Plissken and what's his face? That's the movie. There we go. Hot blast the latest hot take now. That's the movie we need to heal this divided country and world.
So we
Kurt
need-
Russell, Nicolas Cage, Lethal Weapon 7, Lethal Weapon 8.
Is it
No, Lethal Weapon 7 because it's always said he did 5 and 6, and those are canon. So it's Lethal Weapon 7.
Those are canon.
Those are canon.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry until we get something else out of old studios. Those are going to be canon for Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, they were really close.
They gave
to,
us more than we've been given.
They're really close to launching. I forgot what they were going to call it. What was it? I don't know what the title was going to be, but with for some reason, getting Richard Donner back to direct, which dude's like in his 80s or 90s now. He's hella old. So I don't know if he could really direct.
Well, you know what needs to happen is George Miller needs to be given all the money and time he needs to finish all the Mad Max movies he wants to finish before he kicks it.
I completely agree.
Yup.
Which I believe in March there was a thing going around. He was casting for the Furiosa prequel,
Yes,
which is
encouraging.
like it's like a
Big
spinoff, I
Louis
guess,
did.
right?
Yeah, something like
Because
that.
I don't think Max is going to be in it. That would make no sense. Because if it's a prequel, he would.
No, but I'm all for Mad Max Universe movies.
Oh, I am too. Definitely. I just want them to get made on a timely manner. Every 3 to 4 years.
Okay, Warner Brothers Studios over there, because you have so much control over that decision.
Well, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. They didn't want to pay him $10 million or whatever it was to, and that's why we haven't had one since.
I will pay him $10 and not $1 more because it's all I can afford. And I'm gonna need $9 from the three of you.
I'll give him the $125 I have in my checking or
Oh God.
savings account. In my savings account.
Oh.
How did 3 grown men not have $400 between them?
The economy.
The economy is in shambles.
Well, you heard it here first. Brandy's got money, so if you hackers want to hit up her accounts, it's in there.
I'm
I
balling.
ain't got shit in mind. Don't go looking. Because I can't find it when I go looking either.
Well, maybe you need help looking then. Maybe the hackers can find it for you.
They'll probably just take it from you and give it to me.
I mean, that depends on, like, what are you offering them in exchange for my $125?
In your savings account, Brandy?
Shut up.
My finest collection of nudes.
Mm-hmm.
Self-curated.
Tasteful ones.
They're mostly mine.
Okay.
With some ones that were sent out a
Patrick's
couple years
face.
ago. What?
Patrick's like, I'm listening. The real Patrick. When I'm talking to you, I'll address you as the fake Patrick. Thank you very much.
I mean, he is older, so I am,
Yeah,
Well,
you're trying.
why
You're
does age got to
copycat.
factor into this?
copycat Patrick.
Now you're being ageist.
Zing.
Hot take over here. Get back to recording. I just doodled.
All the doodles.
Don't look at my dude.
All right, well.
Don't look at my doodles.
Good luck.
On that note, we are going to cap off our night with a new review, and we'll catch you guys next week.
On the flip side.
Until then, I'm Patrick. That's Brandy. That's the OG Patrick, and that's Shelby. And we'll catch you next week.
And that's not a gang sign, I hope. Stay in school, kids.